Why is it always the first drinking of tea of a stream I end up with tea all over the place? Gosh dang it. How? Every... Bum bum bum. Anywho... How many... What is this? Oh, for all their acolytes. Is this completing 2? We're working on that. For all the extra escape? Hello! Escapade. Playing the game in all available outfits. We're having to go around space. It's fine. I'm looking at the random achievements. Presented evidence during the first group. Okay. Wow, thanks. Me being actually early. I'm just looking for having identified Miller responsible for the victim's hat. Huh. Noodler. I still love this. Thumbs up. Wow. For naming Takiki Sushi and Yuji Mikoto as the victim. Huh. Down in 1. Okay, so it's just little funny things. Okay. Just little funny quips. Just was curious. Achievements, no, we fancy here. Yes. Never been more proud as a vagina. Wow. Oh, but yeah, I still love all of these, like, little... Wow, he really looks like... If no one said, oh, this is... Let me move out of the way. If no one said that he was, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, look at this. It looks like Phoenix. He looks like Phoenix in these pictures. Like, golly, I see Phoenix. I see Phoenix Wright. And that's wild. Just to float, the resemblance is actually uncanny. Yeah, it really is. Look at it. Look at it. And then they got, like, different little pictures. Look, he had glasses at one point. Yeah, he really... Like, especially this one. It's that look. What if that guy was his ancestor? It is his ancestor. It's just funny how... He also had, like, almost like a pompadour. I don't know, it's just very interesting. And you got... I don't know, it's interesting to see custom. We could have had a nerd. Oh, I hope you win today. Well, thank you. They made the reference in Nagam. I think the one that came before this, where Maya says if he could be Naruto Raito or something. Such. Yeah, it would make sense. But yes, we could have had someone with glasses. Alright, let's finish this up. Alright, time for the judge. Which is always fun. It's okay, we have barely begun.
3 days ago, when you were first stood in the dock before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward.
Yes, my lord.
I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes.
It's been a long road, my Nipponese friend. Oh, yes. And one I essentially didn't envisage walking with you. Thanks. I guess that's a compliment.
Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. Miss Green.
Yes, my lord?
You will henceforth be stripped of your freedom, as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shakespeare.
Yes, I know.
And you, Mr. Shakespeare, you will be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood.
To say, if he was my lord, I'd be worried how caught off guard he is by every sentence. Like, pay attention, you're the lawyer. Yep. That is true, but hey, he makes good for a good protagonist.
The subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Soseki Natsume here present.
Shakespeare, not Shakespeare. I said it's like Shakespeare, but it's a pun on Shakespeare's name, so Shakespeare makes sense. Because it's a joke. See? It's like Shakespeare, but it's got spear, not sphere. Sham, like a scam. Yeah, but I still like Shakespeare. Just call all of them. Well, that's not wrong. In some instances in this game, you swear.
Mr. Naruto?
Yes?
Yesterday, at the hospital, when you and your friend stopped me from...
Yes, I did. But also, English, you saying English just tells you the exact answer that you have to say. Words change depending on the context and different things. And everyone didn't mind my joke before, so why is it I think Shakespeare fits so much better than Shamsphere. Yes, of course you have my canceled manga. Well, I am sorry about that. Hopefully you can find another one that you enjoy that has a finished story. How do I want to word this? From... And the accident by drinking what was left in the poison bottle?
I wasn't myself. I can't even really remember what was going through my mind.
I'll be... Wow, okay. We have many fewer ever completed. What is left without a complete story? Well, there's tons. I read Muscle and Magic. I finished it, so it's good. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
To be or not to be, I suppose. That's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems.
Well, personally, I'm glad of your being here, Miss Green.
Oh,
And I'd like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shakespeare didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least.
because of you, I chose life, not death. And now, you've made the truth come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough. Oh, Miss Green.
Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Wow, that went way too low. Holy moly. Yes, my lord.
The court declares that you were exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I would call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty.
You're in full agreement, my lord. Finally.
In that case, I hereby declare the defendant
Not guilty. Woo! Finally. finally, the poor guy has been put in 2 accounts of things of thinking he murdered someone, but he didn't. If he won't ever visit Britain again. He went back home. I think he's staying in Japan and not leaving. Well, I definitely think it would not be safe if you vote with fire.
Court is adjourned.
Alright. Now we just gotta finish this off and then we can get into chapter 3. 23rd of February, 3:24 p.m., the Old Bailey. Defendant's Antechamber.
Oh, yes, yes, at last.
Divine justice, duly done.
Divine justice. My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would have shaved that mustache. What is with you guys and his mustache? It's just a mustache. It could be worse. It looks just like a broom mustache. To announce my presence, well, hello.
Oh, this is nothing to do with my mustache.
It doesn't look that weird. But yes, hello. But, wow, the puns. Those are good puns, though. I applaud you. There you go.
Some say that Luxurin mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Slomes.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruto Esquire. Once again.
Well, here's the thing. Kai sometimes just says hello and then leaves, so they might just have dropped by to say hello. Even though, cause, oh boy. Sometimes they just stop by, so they might not be in the chat anymore. Just a sec.
You saved me from doom.
I'm very happy to have been able to help, Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. You're second in almost as many days. Yeah, you have to think, he was home for 2 days. He was accused of stabbing, was released, was at home for 2 days, and then was put in prison again. Yeah, I would leave as soon as possible. I think the place is cursed. Enter response. I really wanted to joke about time zones. Okay, just making sure. I was first acquainted with and I gained affection for English literature whilst in our great homeland empire. And then, by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only... yeah, I would not. In the span of 2 days, being accused of 2 crimes that you didn't commit is a lot. His neighbor tried to kill and then accused him of trying to poison him. Yes, and he also was accused of stabbing a woman. Oh, well, hopefully it all works good. The city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books. Yeah, no wonder.
You've had such a difficult time, haven't you?
But a week ago now, I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not?
You did, and I even seen more of life this week than in all my years to date. And for the first time, I feel like I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far been hiding from me behind the wall of fog.
Wow. Okay. Could take his hat off more often. Everyone really likes him without his hat, don't they? Everyone thinks Harlock becomes more attractive when his hat comes off, I guess. My dear fellow, there is nothing special about the true face of the English, as you put it. I think he's attractive either way. He just has fluffy hair. You just can see the fluffy hair more often without the hat on. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are few genuine differences.
Yes, I think you're right. I finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I've worked out why I was attracted to English literature in the first place. It made me see that whatever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live.
Well said, I've come to feel the same way. Like a true literature writer.
I've made a decision, too. I'm going to cut short my study tour here and return to Japan.
What?
Just when we'd become friends here in England. What a terrible shame. Oh, I know, that doesn't tug at my heartstrings. It really does. That does tug at my heartstrings. It really does. But I've decided I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose. Oh my. So you'll be creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume? How wonderful.
And he ends up publishing it and becomes actually a really well-known author. In a couple of months, which is pretty good. He must have wrote that fast.
No, well, no, I mean,
I would have presumed to call it literature. Why not, when that is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache? It's actually really good. Yeah, he literally was like, I'm gonna write a novel, finish it in a few months. It got published, and people like it. Which is pretty cool. Means he really did learn a lot.
suppose you're right, yes. It will, in a way, be literature.
Yeah, he really has a talent.
But as of now, all I know is that I'd like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur.
And then we saw how well the grandeur went. He went a little bit off things. No, I have not. If you're talking about it in the game, no, I have not. That literature is just random sentences with no plot. Oh, well, he obviously wrote something. I don't know what novel that he wrote. Right?
I, for one, would love to read your work.
Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious from a battle with the Reaper. That's very true.
And there is no salvation for a person in the dock when the Reaper is the prosecutor.
The desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand.
My goodness, yes, faced with such a terrifying prospect. Nobody would consider that cowardly, I'm sure. But that's
not why I'm leaving. I need it. I have a reputation. We've gone through Van Zieg several times. Oh, well, at this point in the timeline, this is like our second case. No, third case. In the timeline, we had the first case in Britain with the one guy. Yeah, I'm explaining it. This is in the past. I mean, I'm trying to explain. So, the previous game had 5 cases. The second case, yes, it's a flashback episode. The first case we had in England was Chapter 2, which was related to the carriage and McGild. So Zeki's case was the third one, with Miss Green being stabbed in the back by accident. Then we played through 3 different other cases, we did, and in this game we've done one case that was back in Japan with Susato, and then so we saw Soseki as a successful writer. This case is in the past after case 3. Or case 3. If that makes sense. Yeah, it's a flashback, because it's connected to this big old thing at the end of, like, why is Iris's dad's name put in the disc for the code? So we're trying, this apparently is connected somehow. And that was the case that we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Soseki did indeed return to Japan and submitted a report about both cases to the government. But yeah, hello. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikatoba was prompted to visit the scholar. You don't have to remember the case. I'm just explaining that's where we are in the timeline. We're probably gonna go back to the present timeline in a second. And barely any time later, Susawa-san was given the news that she must return to Japan as well. On the back of a telegram stating falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill. And even managed to do so. Yeah. Well, you found some of it, which was interesting. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happens after the trial, on the following day. The day that we uncovered the quote-unquote loot hidden by the now deceased convict in his former lodgings. Oh, we finally get to see what's in there? This whole loot that someone died over and another person almost died over? How? He has a lot of people help him. So they do a lot of different things. 24th of February, 10:13 a.m., Mr. Natsume's room. Strange,
Well done, Mr. Slomes. How simply marvelous of you. To uncover the secret hiding place in just one day.
Wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes? As I believe I've told you, my dear fellows, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Gregson? I think he's too busy eating his fish and chips.
Grexy's been happily munching in agreement this whole time, you know, Harley. Happily? I think perhaps humorlessly might be closer to the truth.
So, it transpires the man fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. Yes. Yes. And what's in it? What exactly is the loot? It's definitely an interesting term, that's for sure. Let us look then, if you're ready. Let us examine the late burglar's hole. Call him fish and chips. I don't know if I could say fish and chips in the voice I give Slomes. Maybe I could. Probably. Why do you want... I guess I could do the one line. Wouldn't you agree, fish and chips guy? Something like that. That's the closest I can get. Oh, then there's our daily Jigglypuff. Well... Alright. What is that? A collar? Wait a minute. Is this related to the Bakersville case? Bakersville? Okay, guys, is it the Bakersville? What is the one, the frickin' hounds? The manuscript Iris made, is it Bakersville? Or am I messing up, or is it Bakerville? What is the name? Hounds of... Because that's a letter fancy B right there. And it's a collar. That's an awful lot of jam, yes. Baskersville. Hey, do you blame me? I'm getting most of the words. But in the original version, that is real short. I'm literally messing up Herlock and Sherlock now. Golly. Yeah, I assumed it was a play on words, but obviously it makes... You know... Do not. You do not. I have never read any of the Sherlock Holmes ones, but I'm pretty sure I've heard of something along the lines. Baskersville, yes, and it's hard. Baskersville. But yeah, that's part of the manuscript that Herlock wouldn't let her Iris post. Well, why not? It'll be on the list of things that I want to read at least one of the Sherlock Holmes things in my long alien life. A collar, it's huge though.
Look at all that. Look at all the gemstones set in it.
I said my long alien life. I would like to read one of them, is what I said. What? Did I miss something? Huh? What? What? What did I miss? What? I went away. Oh my God. I went away for 2 seconds. I was looking at things. Golly, guys. I just was doing my job. And now I have to go check. Fine. Oh my God. You snooze, you lose. Wow. If it'll... Doesn't care if it feels truly enjoying. No, it's not about... I'm better than that. Wow. Well, it says... Well, I don't know. Do you want me to say that for... Just in case that feeling turns out to be true. Enjoy. And no, it's not your... I'm better than that. Well, thank you. My goodness. Well, it's not even that big of a deal. You guys saw it yourself, but, you know. My goodness. You feel like a grandpa now? Why do you feel like a grandpa? Oh my gosh. Crush me. What? Well, anyway, thank you. You didn't have to, but thank you, thank you. It's very appreciated. Alright, let's get back to the random collar that we've been staring at for the last few minutes.
I can see why it was claimed to be worth 1,000 pounds. Perhaps I could have it as a belt.
Iris, I don't think you want that. That's got a lot of jam on it. The origins of Herlock, I'm silently wondering if anyone else does. Everyone knows about Sherlock Holmes. So you call me a grandma. But you say you were... What do you mean? So you changed your story very quickly.
Oh, have you noticed on the inside there? There are some dark stains.
Why is Sasato the only one noticing the jam all over the collar? Wow. Well, excuse you. You don't think they could be blood, do you? Well, you don't have to. It's not like you have to, but I appreciate the sentiment. It is blood, but you know. Not Herlock. the Lupin series used Sherlock to use Lupin smarts, but then he was told he couldn't use Herlock, so he just switched the name to Herlock Sholmes. Yeah, I think it's... That's... Okay, that's all around. I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, there's quite a lot of it.
On second thought, perhaps I would have it as about.
Just look up the original. I know about Lupin, I just never heard of... I think this has been said before about Herlock Sholmes. But Herlock Sholmes is based on Sherlock Holmes, nevertheless. I don't know how he was in the Lupin series, but you know, to each their own.
And of course, there's this emblem here. A large letter B and a small crown.
What does it signify, do you think?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
So, is Baskersville, is it a place? Like, is it supposed to be a place? I'm assuming since it's Hound of the Baskersville. And I'm assuming Baskersville is a place? It is a place?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that. I feel as though I've seen that emblem somewhere before, you know?
That's enough of that, I think. What? What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes? In is town in French, by the way, and there are a lot of exchanges between the two countries. Ah. Interesting. Well, you know, a town can also be is sometimes named after a person, so the Baskersville might be named after someone who helped founded the town. So Baskertown. All the color has drained from his face. Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this, ought you? Not ought. Can't with words. Could be valuable evidence after all. It must be kept safely under lock and key. No spoilers if you know. No spoilers. What towns that ended well? Huh. Interesting. I did not know that, but that's cool. Oh, yes. Get your grubby hands off that, you lot, and head it over now. If it helps, I know everything too about it. I've never seen a collar that large before. And all those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. But that's not what stood out the most to me. At least, not once I noticed it. Those dark marks on the inside of the collar. Those stains. Could they really have been blood?
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? But it's all buttoned up now.
You look very pleased, Iris. Eric, and no. Blood is disgusting.
I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as the basis of this month's story in the magazine. But this case will be perfect. It's been so fascinating.
Golly. You're talking about the latest installment of the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, I presume.
The mystery of the knife in the mist.
Oh my gosh, hang on. Golly. You shouldn't be tasting blood, it's iron, it's gross.
mystery of the knife in the mist and the mustache man in the convict's curse, perhaps.
The mustache man, wow. I give you a big hint. No. No. No spoilers. No, no spoilers. I will find out. I'm not pushing my voice. It's just being weird. Someone does something. Well, thank you. Yeah, I did not know someone could do something.
I can make it a 2-part story. Oh, I can't wait.
A word, please, Iris. Up so much. Something is going to happen. Yes, something is going to happen.
Yes, what is it, Hurley?
I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question. Why? Is it... I'm wondering, and this is me theorizing, so don't tell me if I'm right or wrong, if you know things. Is that the freaking British lady is connected to... She purposely killed the doctor and is connected to this Hound of Baskerville or something. There's something big going on, and I don't know what it is. I don't think you want that. It probably would not help you be able to see things.
Why not? It's a great case.
Alright, thank you. Well, because I'm thinking about it. Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your 2 titles. The second must never be written. Is that clear? Why? Why won't you let her print it?
Yes.
We better be getting answers.
And so it was that the second of Souseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity.
Hi, Ryunosuke, you're talking. And we're not in a cutscene. That's unusual. By the way, can you tell how British she is? Golly, he is so British.
Now, looking back, I feel I understand. I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story.
I don't think he does. I think he just does it for the, like, look.
It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen.
You were too surprised by him talking right now? It's just for aesthetic purposes? Maybe, but yeah. It's a nice voice, don't get me wrong. It was just like, I did not expect him to talk. Now, of all times.
For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again.
It might not be a British accent. I don't know. He's got an accent.
With an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
Probably no scare I am. You're a masculine voice. I just it was weird for a second. Well, the closest, like I said, the closest I've gotten to a masculine voice was Godot, and that was as low as I could possibly go. Speaks. Who was that? Oh, it's me. Yeah, because it was like, well, because he doesn't talk unless he's in cutscenes. So this is unusual. Which tells me it's important. End. But the key of knowledge for completing episode 2. Alright, are we ready for episode 3? What could possibly go wrong? The return of the great departed soul. Are you ready? Here we go. Movie time. Austrian Empire.
The grand end of the century Great Exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it.
Which, by the way, that
Endless new
Iris
works
has
of
been typing
culture
these things,
and
man. She is so
industry
eloquent.
From every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park. Welcoming over 50 million visitors.
Wow.
The last great
There will be a
hurrah
court
of
case,
the
huh?
century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But
Ooh.
as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few are aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case.
Oh, so this was kept
And
secret.
like the centerpiece of the great exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park. Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
Makes him look too normal in the illustrations. I think it's supposed to be that way. Like that older style that you would expect.
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people.
This is a very random question. Do they have TVs during this time period? Or is this a radio? Speaking of where is Cat? Cat will appear and disappear as they shall please. So who
The
knows?
weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
No TVs
Ladies
yet.
and gentlemen, the 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world.
He's going, hello, hello.
Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies.
You know, he probably sound like an insane man during this time period. He's the investor, I bet. Maybe. By this point, they do. By the way, William and Turner... Oh, I'm in the way. Let me show this. William and Turner established something. Can't
And
read the
today,
rest.
we showcase even more advanced technology. A glimpse into the future.
They sometimes do it. We had a, like... We heard Ryunosuke talk, and it wasn't a cutscene, which is unusual.
A world first. A demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Like 3 or 4 generations back, huh? These are 19 at best. So maybe just before? Look at all the hot air balloons.
A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
Yeah, this is gonna go completely fine and nothing's gonna go horribly wrong, right guys?
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex
This is an AU.
calculations exactly as
Well,
it
yeah,
was before.
it has some reality-based stuff, so who knows? Hopefully we see you on the other side, dude. This game or the time that this is showing.
In but a few moments from now.
I'm asking what time that the Ryunosuke right now is wandering around in. So this takes place between the end of the 19th century and the start of the 20th century. How close the
This
investor?
gentleman will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you!
He's insane. So yeah, only 3 to 4 generations. Huh. Oh my gosh, he's doing what? The time to make that noise. What the? I didn't make those sounds, so that was him. By the way, that was him. 22nd of October, 9:36 a.m. Sholmes' suite.
Bruno! Bruno, are you listening?
Oh, sorry, what was that, Iris? Dr. Frankenstein? Are you talking about a Jigglypuff? He's not... What?
What's the matter with you? You've been nice way all morning. Don't you like what I cooked for breakfast?
Oh no. Make such an efficient, high-pitched voice. I just was like, I never expected all these extra sound effects for him to be doing that during the whole thing. Bear with Avatar, which I think is what this is referencing, was in 1889. Well, it's in Britain, though. Frankenpuff. Because it's taking place in Britain, because there's the British flag. So it's not in France. Scientists there creatures are really funny. You don't know what kind of deadly weapon of she's definitely terrifying. I would not want to be on Iris's bad side. No, not that's not it at all. What were we talking about again?
Today's paper, it's full of news about the great exhibition again.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, you could hear them? Golly. Alright.
I'd like to go
sometime. Golly, I can't. I pay attention. Ah, yes, the great exhibition. I'd like to go sometime.
You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Harley?
Oh no. We're back to this again? What did you do now? What did you lose now? You got upset because your violin's gone. Now you're like this. What did he lose now? Did you say something, Iris?
Oh, you're even more down.
I can't take him seriously. Look at the fluffy hair, though. He has such fluffy hair. What the? Golly, man.
Why are you trying to do fisticuffs?
Never seen him, but heard of him. Yeah, he is something. Let's not worry about, Made in Abyss. That's a whole topic on its own. When did you arrive, Mr. Naruto? I've been here for half an hour already? We had breakfast together? What? Why didn't you mention it before? I thought you might have known I was here? You know, because... breakfast? I was just quite right. You're clearly lacking in vein. So much that I didn't take notice your friend... Okay. I was just quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim. So much that I didn't notice your presence. You sure that's what it was? Thanks. Of course, I could deduce the reasoning perfectly well with simple observations. Yeah, I think he's 23. Keto child. Well, he technically child in comparison to Herlock, who's 34. Yes, he did. Are you surprised it's Herlock? What? Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unreleased spikes. That's just genetics. Clearly, it can be introduced for that. Let me stop you there, Mr. Slums, because I think I can see where this is going. Between men. Oh my gosh, as far as the law is concerned, well, yeah. My hair always looks like this. It always has, ever since we first met, in fact. If he thinks, I'm just gonna say, if Herlock thinks that it's unruly spikes, what if he saw Phoenix Wright spikes? What would he call those? Because, golly gee, new friend. He would go nuts, probably. But yeah, hello, hello, hello. Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. Ho 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 ho. Thanks again. It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now.
Six months?
Since I was forbidden from working in court. What did you do? We still don't know why he wasn't able to work in court for some reason. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned.
Oh, well, that would explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley?
I don't even know what that... I looked at it and I'm like, nope, it's not worth trying to read that right now. Why are you depressed again? You were going from depressed to falling back to fisticuffs, and now you're depressed again. Golly, did he not have his coffee this morning? Did you say something, Iris? Ah, back to moping. What's the matter with Mr. Slomes today? What in the world? What is happening? Eldrix, you are okay. Hairlock is just having the mood swings kicking in. The first one was his violin, so something's bothering him. What's the matter with Mr. Slomes today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me.
I know, and the great exhibition is open. I think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go see it together?
Are you kicked? Are you banned from the Great Exhibition, Shloms? Did you do something that got you banned from a big exhibition? I would 100% bet that he did something stupid and got himself banned from the Great Exhibition, and is like, you cannot come in until certain times. We swear to goodness. Yeah, probably. I want to, of course I do. But I can't, not for the time being. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective, after all. So you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from? Is that it?
I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Hurley.
I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. Event 6 months ago. Half a year ago now, I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. What at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery. Oh, it's after the 5th case. Turned out to be one part of a much more far-fetching plot that involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time, unforgivable mistake. Oh, so because Sasato left, we're taking the brunt of the issue? I remember. Alright, what? Okay, I'm reading the judge normally. My voice can't go up that high right now. Words fail me. The situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruto? Yes, my lord? I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been told. Well, it's not... Okay, is this a spoiler? I guess spoiler for Ace Attorney in the future game that we're going to be playing. Spoiler. Spoiler. Has everyone heard me that I said spoiler? History really does repeat itself. There we go. History really repeats itself. If you don't get it, that's fine. You'll see later.
You have, haven't you, Bruno? Reading all those big, fat tomes about British law up in your room? And the notes about Slums' old cases?
Brewing Irish's special blends of tea, fetching my daily... Think too much of it since it'd be a spoiler. Yeah, it's not really... It's technically, but if you know, you know, and it's funny. Brewing Irish's special blends of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. You've become something of a manservant around here. Starting on the silverware next, Master Naruto. Wow. Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that... What in the world is this sentence? Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. What is that sentence? Specifically, Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall.
Lord Strongheart?
The delightful Lord Chief Justice, not my favorite fellow. Yes, I think it did. I'm looking at it going, what? What? My brain just could not comprehend what that's... I was like, what in the world? He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. Well... I have someone in my chat who likes Strongheart, from my memory. He's the only one who can grant me permission... Who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. It means higher power, usually a god or something. I assumed that's what... It pretty much he was saying that I have to go to someone to ask, hey, can I have... It's been 6 months, can I please continue law? It's just the way that they worded it was so weird. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could. And I can't do that just sitting around here. But yes, he does have... Strongheart has a very interesting office. I agree. Great exhibition. The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it? The most advanced device, the most modern technology, the finest works of art and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching.
6 months? Really? That's such a long time. Oh, do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons.
Look down on? Do you mean those things? Fly? Yes? They're called hot air balloons, Ryanosuke. I'm not gonna say that I have not ridden in a hot air balloon. It looks cool, but also terrifying at the exact same time.
Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air.
But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying it? Makes no sense. Science? It's science. That's all I can say. It's science. I can't understand it at all.
That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first.
But I think Iris looks cute in her alliteration. Yes, she does make very interesting alliterations. It's quite simple. I just know hot air rises, and you put the hot air under a cloth, and it, with enough hot air, it pulls the basket up. Is my understanding.
But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge.
How did she know? She's looking in the future. I suppose they might be.
Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion.
I think we know what explosion that was.
Still, I wish I'd seen it, though. I'd love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are.
Wow, Iris. Oh, she made me cough, man. Says the innocent 10-year-old. See here, every page of this paper carries some article about the Great Exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable that is my proper atmosphere. But you stand out like a sore thumb, Sloan, so I don't know how darkness is your apparent atmosphere. Great Exhibition newspaper. A newspaper containing various articles about the world-leading science and technology on show at the Great Exhibition being held in London. Alright. Let me just clean my glasses so I can look at this newspaper. Boom. So I wonder if the rest of the cases are going to be related to the Great Exhibition, since it's apparently 6 months. Shadows cast behind. Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the blank back page of the paper? Maybe? Yeah? Oh. What? Van Zeeks was attacked? We'll get to that in a sec. Oh, I have to move. Hang on. Every article on the front page is news about the Great Exhibition. Public experiments demonstrate brand new scientific ideas, cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's also positive and hopeful about the coming century. You must all go see it properly before too long. First test of matter transport device. London, Britain, and the Industrial Revolution. Industrial something, a retrospective. Maybe Industrial Revolution? Tower garners worldwide acclaim? Eyes of the world are on the Crystal Tower. Oh, look, it says... Look, it's got a date on there. You guys see that, right? There's an actual date on there. But yes, there is a lost cat. Alright, hang on 1 second. Alright. I have no idea. I can't zoom. I thought that's like... I don't know. Maybe it's just an oversight. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway. The Reaper was attacked. So many glowing reports about the great exhibition and everything that goes along on there. Other than this rather gloomy looking one, that is. Wait, what?
What's the matter, Runa?
The Reaper attacked. Lord Van Zeke's and compatriot cornered. French court hears a glass eye case. Huh. Am I in the way? Look. Because it's lucky to not have died from... As I said before. Wow. But look. French court. The most curious case of a lady who refused to pay her dues for the purchase of one glass eye? The whole affair began when Madame Pilette, the defendant, ordered the eye as a replacement for the natural eye she had lost. Upon its arrival, she found that she could see no more with it than she could before, and became incensed at the thought of paying for a deficient product. The judge attempted to reason with the madam, something the endeavor proved into something. Oh look, it's Elmont gas from the last chapter. Anyway, point is, lady got mad because a glass eye couldn't make her see. Okay, that's Lord Van Zeke's. This must be what Mr. Slomes was talking about. Does he know any more, I wonder? And then the hospital that we went to for Herlock and Miss Green. I need to move over. There we go. Are you investigating a particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Slomes? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add? That's not like you. What sort of case is it? In a nutshell, if we ain't complaining, you need to check her. What the... Wow. Check our pulse? Wow. I think that's any nationality. Shh. Quiet, Mr. Naruto. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening.
You're acting very...
Hang on. Alright.
You're acting very strange, Hurley.
Golly. So, we would fit right in with the French then? No, I'm meaning any nationality in general complains. Am I wrong? What do you mean, Iris?
Well, usually, the more mysterious and complicated the cases, the better Hurley's mood.
Oh.
Is it really a case that's bothering you?
Iris, please, you mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Okay, hang on again. Sorry, I'm dealing with a needy puppy trying to figure out what they want. Alright. Remember what I always say? Put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions. You say that, do you? I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Yes, you always bother me with more photos. You want more photos, more photos. I'm going to... The photos will... It would never end. Nice looking troublemaker. Always, always, always. Alright. You are Mr. Slums. Never mind, once I've made my cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. Oh, he's sad again. That was a deep sigh. The Reaper attacked. It says in the paper that Lord Van Zeeks was attacked. That's terrible. You know the legend of the Reaper of the Bailey, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yes, Prosecutor Mark Van Zeeks. They say if the Reaper is the prosecutor in a case, there's no salvation for whoever's in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left on this earth will be short. London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. Will stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at a trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hands of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruto? Yes, I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work. Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among the fraternity is seen to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels. Well, the more people that are around, the more crime happens, sadly. So, do you mean Lord Van Zeeks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time? He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. I wonder what makes you say that. Could it be the frickin' metal boots? Could it be that he can break a glass with his bare hands? Could it be the military uniform aesthetic? I don't know. Good old Drastically just saying. But, well, even then, you fix some problems, there's always going to be someone who's going to try to do something. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with weapons this time. Oh! Oh my goodness, is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zeeks hurt? My dear fellow, how on earth would I know? Oh, we love you, Shloms, but golly, that freaking smirk. I mean, it was bad for everyone. Yeah, that is true.
Well, in the article here it says, as to one of Lord Van Zeeks and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow morning's edition.
Ah, I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then. A smile. Does it make you laugh? Because it makes me laugh because you're like, golly, he does this on purpose. No, I can't wait until tomorrow. In that case, you shall have to acquire with somebody in the know. But who? Lord Strongheart, perhaps? That's a good guess. Oh, he's all dressed. Well, I must be leaving now. Yeah, the "what did you expect" expression is great. Yes, it is. They knew what they were doing when they made Herlock Shloms. They knew exactly what they were doing. They're like, we gotta make this guy have the most freaking the expression that makes you want to punch him sometimes. Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Shloms. Huh, you really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow. What? You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you'd be wasting your time. The thought hadn't crossed my mind. But now I'm wondering where you're going. Well then. See you later indeed. Listen to him. He's still laughing on his way out of the door. Oh my god. I can't tell if that's a new outfit. And I don't know how to feel about the hat.
Alright then, Runa, let's get going.
Oh, Iris? What are you wearing?
I got changed to go to the great exhibition. You're going to take me.
What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, well, that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then.
Mickey Mouse? She kind of does look like Mickey Mouse, doesn't she? Alright, fine. Just lower that weapon, would you?
And after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the great exhibition.
I guess so. Unless we want to hit with, like, a frickin' smoke grenade. I guess off we go. Lord Chief Justice, hello. We are back. He has so many pigeons. 2nd of October, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. It's been about 6 months now since I was last here. But some things never change. Like the sense of foreboding I always seem to feel in this place. Doesn't serve her very well, but the hat, you had something. Oh, look, she's reading. It doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though. She's happily reading over there. That's adorable. Look how cute that is. She's just kicking her legs, enjoying a book, going da 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 da. She has not a care in the world sometimes.
Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here.
Of course, I was forgetting that you've been here before. The time we came here 6 months ago. When Sasato-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan. I understand you wish to speak with me? Hello, it's been a while. How you been? Oh, Lord Strongheart. I trust you've been keeping well? Let's see, since you arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while. My apologies. Oh no, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring into space. Good to know. Good to know that doesn't appear to bother him at all. Now, Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of London. He's the man who allowed me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student. You need only savor the air for a moment in this grand office to understand his preeminent status. As you will be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. We're extremely busy as a result, policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with the petty crime. Furthermore, as of the next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Yep, it's one of those words that I can't get. Symposium? That's Asian.
Symposium.
Wow, I got that right. Symposium. What is a formal meeting at several specialists deliver short addresses on a top group. So it's like a meeting. Okay. Let me see. Alright, I gotta take a quick break and we'll continue this. Sorry, I will be like a few minutes. Sorry for all the random breaks, but I will be back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry again. Alright. I'm back. Alright. Oh, I've not heard about that. Da, 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 da. Alright. Golly, my eye. Investigating authorities for 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Oh! So the Empire of Japan's here. That's exciting. 40 countries, that is a lot. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it. As for the hosting nation, I have much to do. It is my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, so be it. Well, it's nice to know where I stand. So, you wish to consult with me? Of course, I can very well imagine what this is about. Thank you for agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court. That's what brought me here today. But actually, there's something else playing on my mind as it happens. 7 in Europe, count the 2 and you get 25-ish already. That's just a lot to me, you know? It's just a lot in one place, and having to keep security and investigating to make sure everything's going okay. That's a lot to keep track of.
Bruno, just take a deep breath and come out with it.
Alright. Permission to work. I actually came here today to ask for your permission. Go on. 6 months ago, my right to work in court as a lawyer was revoked and I was told to spend my time studying. Well, I also have to say this. The US of A, Canada, and Mexico are so freaking huge that it just freaking blows my mind, okay? You know? Like, golly. And tell me you're a European without telling me you're a European is the same thing. That is true. Yep. That is what my understanding of country sizes is. You can see why. When I think of that many countries, it's like, that's so many. So many. Obviously, I'm very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand that what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system. And I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again. Please say yes? Mr. Naruto? Yes? Here it comes. I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you're a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role. Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on this study tour, not me. Should have been Kazuma. States, but more powerful and independent. Okay. Oh, perfect timing, Natural. You got to see Strongheart. It's like, I think Natural likes Strongheart. Okay, Natural, is this just your type of guy? Is this what it is? Do you like silver foxes? Is this what we're figuring out now? So you don't... So, Herlock isn't your type, but Strongheart is your type. He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. I see what you meant now. Yep. Uh-huh. Yes. You like very mature people, is what I have seen. If that tragic accident hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this office now. Mr. Osogoi was my friend, you see. My best friend, you see. See a pattern yet? Mature. Mature. Older. Strong. Commanding presence. One that could hit you upside the head. I think that is what I see the pattern. That's why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill his calling for him. His calling, you say? Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling? Sorry? The mission with which that young law student was charged. What do you suppose it really was? Oh my gosh. This is how your pronunciation... Okay, golly. What do you mean, mission? He's not making any sense. Well, it's not like Kazuma told them anything in the first place. He was gonna tell them when they arrived. Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously obeying your revised instructions. Do you mean... Yes! As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain. Thank you! Thank you so much!
That's wonderful news, Runa.
In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback a curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope. Of course! Please tell me more!
is it related to the mess that was the opening scientific experiment that we saw earlier? You describe it as a curious affair. Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. Are you aware that there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday? Oh, no?
Yes, I read about it. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment. Let me see, how was it described? Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, I think?
Instantaneous kinesis, as in moving things with a click of the fingers? I guess we'll see. We'll see.
That's right, it's just what my herbal blend needs, a dash of devil-may-care.
Whatever the serious accident was exactly, it's clearly captured Iris's imagination. Well, we don't know. We'll find out. It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage and a man lost his life. No, I don't know when you left, but point is, the Great Exhibition, there was a big experiment when this guy was supposed to teleport someone from one location to another, and an explosion happened. Certain man of Mr. Odie Osman, an inventor and a well-known figure in society. Large explosion.
A man died?
The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert... Hairbrain? The first man... Oh, of course. How do I say this name? I swear to goodness. So yeah, that guy so yeah, bits of the guy. Oh my. Hair. I literally see brain. Hair. Brain. Why did I find this? I don't want to know anymore. I'm done with that. I was going to look at the production. Do you want to know what I just found? By typing in that name? The only search result that popped up before, you hit enter is Hairbrain X Van Zeeks. He was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear in court tomorrow on the charge of murder. I didn't. It was just like, okay, I see where this is now. Okay. What? Murder? If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry to meet with him at the prison. And I'm just like, how old is... We don't even know how old Hairbrain is. Is he around the same age as Van Zeeks? Why is Van Zeeks involved? Before we think, like... Because we know that Phoenix and Edgeworth are the same age, so that's fine. No, I'm not gonna bookmark it. I have no idea how old the one guy is. So, because somewhat spoilers, and the scientists play a major role. Is that really a spoiler? Since... not that. Since... he's right there. So they're around... The guy is 33 years old? Oh, yeah. So the guy who passed away
Well, you were right, Paul. It really was it really was an investor. You were not lying. He really is an investor. There's very little time left for you to carry out any kind of investigation. Great exhibition, a scientific experiment gone wrong, and murder. The scientist? Yeah, the scientist. Yeah, the blonde one who's the scientist. I don't remember how old Van Zieks is. I think he's in his 40s? 40s, I think? I feel out of my depth before I even started, still.
We should go to the prison straight away then and try to meet with this German professor. Don't you think?
Definitely. Oh yes, one more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper. Oh, with Lord Van Zieks? How? So? If anyone will remember their names. Oh boy. Well, at least they're around the same age if they know each other, then it makes sense when people made fanfictions about it. All sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them will take place at last. The International Forensic Science oh my gosh, I literally said it earlier. Symposium. I can't. I just can't right now. It does seem as though criminal investigation needs to embrace scientific methods, doesn't it? Exactly. Huh. London, the global epic center of culture, science, and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million. Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate. These fanfictions, I tried really hard, but no. It's people to be able to live out fantasies and thoughts in a safe environment with fictional characters. Symposium, thank you. Well, some people... That is how people somehow think about relationships, preference of things. That's just how some people develop their ideas. So, you know. What they do is they please as long as they don't bother people. So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and solve cases as efficient as possible. Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it? Exactly, the future of policing. Huh. Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods. Yeah, that is a good way to explain it. Oh dear, that's alarming. Exactly, it's extremely alarming. Huh. Okay, Irish, you really need to not be scared every 2 seconds. You're gonna be like me. If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you can be sure. The numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different to the current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim. Wow. That is, that is a wow. That is a lot. He's ready. He's like, I'm ready to go. I can explain why this is good. Sorry? By way of apologizing for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail everyone now. Was it 2? Did I read 2? And Elizabeth's stream of thoughts, but you know, to each their own. 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons. Yes. What?
Oh, how fascinating.
It all began 15 years ago. I was... Uh-oh. I think Ryunosuke is, fading away. Wow. I guess he left. He's still going. Did you regain consciousness, Ryunosuke? And that's more or less sums up my feelings on the matter, in the simplest of terms, of course. And essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division with Scotland Yard. That is my mission. Oh, right, yes. That's wonderful. Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be. She's reading. Isn't Strongheart supposed to be busy? Yes, but he felt bad, so he decided to explain it all to us to make up for it. Iris isn't paying attention at all. She got her nose in another book now.
Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful?
Actually drifted off for the most part. He's surprisingly ardent about forensic science. Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this? The reports of the overwhelming success of the Great Exhibition? Of course. No, not that. The story on the back page. What story? Making us way he makes us endure that speech. Yes. Yes, he did. The Reaper attacked. Ah, that. You enjoyed some victories in court against my #1 prosecutor, have you not?
Poor Mr. Reaper? What happened to him? Killed, was he?
There's no need for concern. Lord Van Zieks would not be so easily dispatched, I assure you. Can you tell us what happened? I'd really love to know. Very well. If it interests you. It does, strangely. Van Zieks' condition. Got his title? Yeah, just because he keeps... Well, because people came after him and he still lives. Fortunately, Lord Van Zieks emerged from the attack unscathed. Street ruffians are no match for the man. He's a very capable fighter. But that's incredible. They were armed with weapons. Why was he attacked, though? Do you know? Do we know? It's related to events that occurred a month ago. The leader of one of the capital's criminal organizations was indicted and prosecuted by Van Zieks. He probably threw wine bottles at him. Well, he also got a sword, so I think anything's possible. Oh, but not quite there. Well, you call him a vampire, and it's not like you haven't really been gawking over him, so I would assume not. I think the closest, like I said, if you find Edgeworth attractive, Van Zieks has that aesthetic, but they're not the same. But the man was acquitted. I have no doubt large sums of money were involved behind the scenes. Large sums of money? A deplorable situation. Members of the jury were bribed, it seems. However, despite winning his freedom... Oh, so you find Miles attractive, is what you're saying. The man in question met a dramatic end yesterday. But you're not suggesting that was the work of the Reaper, surely? The victim's henchmen certainly seem to think so. Ah. It was a man by the name of Osman. Mr. Audie Asman. What? Wait. Is he like McGilt? Wait. So he was so he was in court. A leader of one, so he is like McGill. So he was a leader of a criminal organization. And he paid off is every rich guy a bad guy? Well, at least from what we've seen. Well, I think Strongheart's rich, and he's nice. But wow. And he put himself out in the public? Okay, is this guy stupid? Maybe that's just me. Did you say Asman?
That's the man who died in the big explosion at the Great Exhibition.
Yes, known publicly as an investor, but in reality the head of a significant criminal organization. Unbelievable. I wonder, could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart? Try me. Why do you use Lord Van Zeeks as a prosecutor? Good question. Of all the criminals who manage to get off in court, then meet with mysterious ends outside the courtroom, and fearful of that fate, they seek to strike at Lord Van Zeeks first. I know there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaper in that sense, but still. Something clearly is going on here. Van Zeeks worked for the prosecution service for 2 reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none. Secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred outside the courtroom following his trials are nothing to do with them. What do you mean by that? But that doesn't make sense. How can you explain that ways so many have died if not by someone's hand? Van Zeeks may have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he is no killer. Interesting. I mean, the fire had nothing to do with the Reaper. Yeah, but it's very interesting. So I guess he just has bad luck? Like, that's what happens? So he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the Crown. Unless he wishes otherwise, of course. Interesting. So yeah, he must have just bad luck in that instance. I guess technically good luck then? I guess it depends on how you want to see it. Or maybe, you know, bad people meet bad ends. That is also true. But it is a question of, like, you know, how is the coincidence of things, I guess. Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. Yeah, that is true. I'm already 11 hours and 16 minutes late. My colleagues may be starting to fidget. 11 hours late, that's quite something. The meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So lateness is inevitable. Time stops for no man. I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 reasons. Oh yes, where would I find Lord Van Zeeks now? I would assume he's at his office. Right, I'll go and ask him about the attack in person. I want to get this straight from the horse's mouth. We get to see Van Zeek's office? We've never seen it before. Ooh, I'm curious. Is it full of wine bottles that he can throw at will? Away with you now. I'm leaving Professor Hairbrain's defense entirely in your hands. Of course, yes. Thank you very much, my lord. Whether you decide to take literally metaphor, it's up to you, and we'll determine how you understand the case at hand. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. I guess we'll go to Van Zeeks. The prosecutor. Ooh. Glass shards and wine stains. That would be accurate. Well, there's wine, and there's glasses, and I see a portrait. Also, he has a mini model of, I think, the Great Exhibition right here. Here's a shelf. Yes, he does. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Alright.
Oh, so this is the legendary Reaper's office?
Yes, it appears so. That is a long chair. Chess, a portrait of himself. Yikes, no wonder he's single. Wow.
It sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it? What an amazingly deathly atmosphere.
Oh, and it's also kind of, like, dark in here, too. So, you know, that big foreshadowing it. You guys know. Well, you don't have to tell us foreshadowing. We'll find out. Oh, is that? Oh. Oh, you! That hooded figure was so still I hadn't noticed his or her presence. I wonder who it is. And that's without mentioning the violent tendencies. And yes, I know who this is. I'm not going to say who it is, but I know who it is. That's the only thing I knew about this game, by the way. What are you doing here? Hi, buddy. Pal, old friend, you sound okay. He's as unwelcoming as I thought he'd be. Actually, maybe even more so. Oh, I'm glad to see you're well. I am. Great conversation. So, who's the person over by the wall being punished for something or other? No punishment is taking place in here. Oh. That's my apprentice. He's still sitting there of his own free will. I didn't know you had an apprentice. Must be the same person who was pictured in the newspaper. Oh, is that thing? He looks so weird with a top hat. I almost didn't recognize Van Zieks. Look at this. I know that it was supposed to be, but at the same point, I really did not realize it was him. He never wears a hat. He looks so different. He looks like a regular British gentleman. And not a crazy vampire. Or what do you guys think? Do you think he looks more like a vampire or not? How did you not notice? I was looking at this character more than I was looking at this character. You know? But yeah, I just am like, he does look a lot different when he has a hat on. And the coat makes him look like a regular English gentleman. And if the top hat fits the vampire look. Yeah, it kind of does. Wonder if he has a top hat up here, if it's... because we can't see his face. He's very capable in combat and a requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage. Probably someone even managed to take the shot of him. That is true. Are you referring to the attack on the Reaper that was reported in the papers? The Reaper? I'd be interested to know what the Reaper's true identity myself. Assuming, that is, such a fabled fiend generally inhabits our great courtrooms. Huh? What? No, top hat with a military uniform on. Oh. Before I talk, I want to see portrait. I can't see the face! Boo! The portrait really does dominate the room, doesn't it? Wow. That is a... Wow. He looks very handsome. I'm like, golly, he looks... like... intimidating, but less intimidating? Maybe it's the color. It's a very majestic outfit in post, but sadly... whoever painted it didn't do a very good job of capturing Lord Van Ziek's facial features. At his early 20s. Look, he's pale. Yeah. I'm gonna say... yeah, he is 33. Huh. It's fine. I don't know. Interesting.
Yes, you're right. I mean, it's not far off, but the artist has exaggerated his subject's handsomeness, I think.
Is that why I find the portrait more attractive? Ah, that reminds me. I heard Emperor Napoleon of France ordered artists to make him look more attractive when they painted him. Painting of him, you sink yourself too. Huh. Not gonna lie, I would have preferred that, Van Zieks. See, so it is a thing. Whatever it is that they painted him, it's more... like, that for some reason he feels more inviting? Of course we had to have Napoleon be involved, don't we?
How lame. That's really not what attractive quality in a person, is it?
That portrait does not depict me. Surely that's immediately obvious. Daring to say the least. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have a scar either. Oh, then who is it? Is it? Who is it?
Who is you? What? Don't go silent on me. Explain.
He can have a few vices. A few.
Oh, look, it's a scale model of the Great Exhibition Showground.
That's amazing. I wonder why it's here.
Perhaps he made it to take his mind off the sadness of being too busy to attend in person?
Or perhaps he's too embarrassed to queue up for a ticket. He's right here, guys. Surely it's obvious that I'm using it as an investigative aid. Ah. Indie ponies have no business painting others as overly reserved. Okay. Wow. I really didn't think he'd overhear that. He's right next to you. I just realized these things look like vampire bats. These look like bats. I just realized that. Wow, the vampire motif really is not lost with you, Vanseeks. I think you do it on purpose. Unless they are. No, they are bats. Ah! They were bats.
Yes, the Reaper's familiars, I suspect.
But what about the mute man in the dark cloak? I thought he was the familiar. It's tape 1. Yeah. Just not the flying kind. Oh, and look, we found the rest of his, wine. He has barrels of wine. Golly, man.
He must be a dear friend of Mr. Reaper, then.
I think the familiar idea is more likely. Scary, though, either way. Look at them. If Flair would wonder, he has so much. Yeah, he has so much. Look at all those ancient casks lining the wall there.
Casks in the Reaper's chamber? Are they caskets?
You don't think all those people who escaped conviction in court are lying inside them dead, do you? No, it's wine. What ridiculous notions are going through your head, man? This is my collection of fine vintages. Oh, yes, of course. Thank you for clearing that up. Ryunosuke, I could tell you that. It's very obvious.
Bruno and I were just musing to ourselves. Don't mind us, Mr. Reaper.
I wouldn't if you hadn't invited yourselves to my office to talk nonsense within my earshot. But a virus's hands to her mouth. Yes, it was like... It was literally that da-da-da-da. It's just the pure shock. Really looks like a punishment to me.
I've never seen someone sitting like that before.
He hasn't moved a muscle since we arrived. Do you think perhaps he's dead?
If he was dead, Bruno, he wouldn't be sitting up, would he?
Well, anyway, dead or alive, he's not overly approachable, is he? I don't think he's going to talk to us.
He's not dead.
Ba-bum. 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 Alright, is there anything else I want to look at? I guess we could... Oh, well, might as well. Look at all the... Look at that fine collection of hollow chalices and bottles neatly lined up there. My hollowed bottles are filled with the essence of the greatest, finest grapes from the finest vineyards I visit. And I personally oversee these chalices being made by the finest crystal craftsmen in the world. You probably buy it in bulk. This poor craftsman is probably sweating so much because they have to keep making more and more and more. You keep breaking them.
And yet you throw them around in court like they were worthless.
Yes, because this imbecile is so unimaginably and repeatedly wide of the mark sometimes. Oh, so you're blaming me? Why you throw your chalices? Wow. But his name just sounds funny to me. Yeah, it does. Oh. Before you opened your mouth, next time you should consider the poor artisans whose work you defile. Yes. So it's my fault? Silly me, how could I have ever thought otherwise? Lord Van Zeke's desk, look, it's so stylish.
And that's a marble chess set beside it.
Chess? That's the Western version of our Japanese shogi game, isn't it? The sarcasm. Yep. You know, I'm actually quite good at shogi problems.
Oh, really? You'd probably like chess problems in that case.
I'd love to challenge Lord Van Zeke sometime. You don't know about it. Too bad I have shogi problems.
If you only really want to challenge yourself, you can always do that on your own at home.
Why is there no chairs by the chess table? Does he just like it to be there? Which, I love that there's just the candles are lit on this side. But then on this side, they're not lit. What does it... I'm gonna... this... censored by YouTube. Toys fair and square, what does that make you, Van Zeeks? Okay, now we can continue actually talking with them. I was just curious. Last night's attack. Lord Strongheart said that the, attack last night was some sort of revenge attack? True, carried out by the henchmen of Odiasman's criminal organization. The investigation meant their arrests were imminent. Presume some hoped to kill me before that happened. Odiasman. He's always masqueraded as one of London's most powerful financiers, a global investor. But his enormous wealth came to him by underhand means via his criminal activities.
And he used that money to buy himself a verdict of not guilty when he found himself in court, didn't he? Being prosecuted by you, Mr. Reaper.
Which, by the way, did he think he could just get away with it? If the rumors of the Reapers all over the place, how did he think that he could get away with it? But the man got his comeuppance in the end. Yesterday, in fact, in extraordinary circumstances, it was a most unusual case of death. I know about that. It was super high voltage instantaneous kinesis gone wrong. Mr. Asmund died when the demonstration on the public experimentation stage ended in an enormous explosion. Correct. Oh, hang on. Except you, of course, huh? And you think I have some kind of divine ability to cause an accident like that to happen, do you?
Well, no, that does seem a little far-fetched.
Little far-fetched? Huh. If this man really is the fabled Reaper, then he has to be innocent of this particular death, at least.
It's strange how this worked out, isn't it, Bruno? I mean, what's with you taking on the professor's defense for the trial tomorrow?
What? You went into defending him? Oh yes, that's right. Though I barely know the man's name yet, to be honest. Albert Harebrain. That's right. Do you know him by any chance? Of course. He's a contemporary of mine. We were at university together. Oh, now I'm seeing where these fanfictions came from. They were classmates. So Van Zeeks and Harebrain are like Kazuma and Ryunosuke. That explains so much.
What?
Your contemporary. Contemporary. I understood that Professor Harebrain was from Germany, though. I understood that he was from Germany, though. Harebrain's from a respectable British family. You cannot... Score not what you cannot understand. Golly. Because they went to college, there's fair enough for the fandom. Yes! Well, it means they have history. At least, you know, history of knowing each other. And hey, they're the same age, but who knows, maybe they'll interact more throughout the case, and we'll see why. After graduating from the University of London, he moved to Germany to carry out research, that's all. So you were students together? I was in the Faculty of Law, of course, and he in science, so our paths rarely crossed. Curiously, we got along, though I hadn't met him since my university days. What kind of history? I'm saying history as in they knew each other, and obviously they were in different departments and they still got along. Which is interesting. Someone got along with the Reaper of the Bailey over here. I certainly didn't expect our next encounter to take this form. And with you, of all people, representing him. Yeah, it's not impossible. But very interesting. Oh, if only I'd made it out... Only if I make it out of this office alive. He's actually been charged with murder, it seems. Yes, I know, because the prosecution will be handled by me. Oh! Fun! By you? But you made it sound as if you and the professor had been friends. We are friends, it's true. Then why would you do this? Wouldn't that be... Maybe he just needed a hug. I guess if they don't know about Van Zieks and Harebrain being university friends, like knowing each other from university, it makes sense to put them on there, but at the same point, why would you put someone... You wouldn't do this normally if you know someone, because it would conflict. It would be a conflict of interest, which is very interesting. That's just mean. What do you mean, that's just mean?
If the Reaper is the prosecutor, then there's nothing anyone can do to save him. He's doomed.
What's Lord Van Zieks thinking? The Reaper's identity. What do you mean by what you said before? If you'd like to know the Reaper's true identity, does that mean I'm a golly. I'm a crown prosecutor and I'm mortal like any other. I'm no demigod.
But they all died, haven't they? The people you prosecuted, I mean.
Just to Albert, it's either because he's being mean or Albert is his best friend. Yeah, he might be... It might be just like a... I do see the similarities between him and Edgeworth and Phoenix. I can see it. Oh my gosh, really?
Whether or not the trial ended in a conviction or an acquittal.
Those I prosecute are the vilest wretches of our society. People who, without question, deserve to be found guilty. The world is a better place without them. What in the world? Golly. But that's not true of Mr. Natsume, for example. He wasn't a vile wretch at all.
Nor was Ginny, in fact. She's ever so hardworking now.
Oh, that's good that Ginny is doing good. Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody. I can't deny that since I encountered you, things have taken a turn, but the point is this. If any of those vile wretches that escaped justice subsequently died in mysterious circumstances... This game is best, girl? I don't know how to say about that, because, the characters that we have If you mean it in terms of, like, development and interesting stuff, I find Iris interesting. She's a 10-year-old girl who has a freaking degree in medicine and is an author of a published series. Fancy's his best girl. He's definitely something. I think Herlock also is in the running for that. You put them against each other, that would be interesting. It was at the hand of their own kind. It's not my work. Lord Strongheart said the same. He believes you're not involved in any way. Well, here's the thing. I just mean as in she is interesting. It doesn't mean anything more than that I find her an interesting character. That she has accomplished so much and she's only 10. Which is just amazing that she's done all these. And she's also an inventor on top of everything else.
But you were attacked by those ruffians because they believed it true.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The fact is, since people started to call me the Reaper of the Bailey... Well, best girl can mean different things. That depends on how you interpret the term. I think she is the best female character that we've seen so far. The number of serious crime... That was a weird roll. The number of serious crimes in the capital has dropped substantially. Oh, it would appear that even the most hardened criminals can be made fearful for their lives. Well, in the whole series, I can see why you would say Mia Fey. Yeah, best girl doesn't equal wife status. It just means you said best girl. And I'm like, oh, I think she's one of the interesting characters in the Great Ace Attorney saga. Do you mean to say... I mean to say that if my pseudonym serves a useful purpose, I adopt it gladly with honor. But it's putting you in danger. You could be killed. If that is my fate, let God decide. Wow. He's actually more calm than I expected. It appears that the best girl refers to Miku exclusively. Oh boy. And like I said, I find her as best girl as an interesting character. That's why I said I find her as the best female character that I've seen so far in this series, because she's very interesting. You know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Lord Van Zeeks. I like Miku. I love Miku. She's fun. I literally bought her rhythm game, and I have like... I have one Miku merch. When he says I think Dahlia is an interesting villain. Like, she is an interesting villain. Mateo, prove me wrong. She definitely would be a pretty cool daughter, I will agree. Alright, to the prison we go. Oh, well, he's taking this better than Soseki-san was. We're not condoning it. We're saying that she would be a cool daughter to have if any of us had one of her own, you know? Local prisons, cell 11. The warden said cell 11. That's this one.
Oh, there's someone curled up in a ball in the back corner, look!
My goodness. Shin Scully. Okay, no. Did Herlock just say? Okay, let's not. Now you're just... No, that's not what I'm saying. No. No. Anyway, back to the game, please, everybody. What's his name again? Professor Albert Hairbrain, wasn't it? Excuse me. Professor Hairbrain? Oh, boy. My gosh. No. No. Anyway. How do I want to voice this guy? Well, I'm just telling what it needs to be. Those are the rules. How do I want to voice this? What do you mean? Follow the rules or you get put in the void. From Pokemon XY. Yes, I could see that. Clement? Yeah, he does look like Clement. Who are you? I'm Ryunosuke Naruto. I'm a defense lawyer. A lawyer? Was it something I said? I don't know. I have never been in the void. Yeah, it's a normal voice. I'm not trying to go crazy with the voice. I'm just trying to think of something. A lawyer, you say? Well, would you be here about the experiment? Are you going to need my hypothesis? Your hypothesis? Sorry, I don't... Yesterday's demonstration. That magnificent demonstration was... It was an out success by anyone's calculations. But despite that, no one listens. No lawyer believes in the science. When it's explained, they all leave at high velocity. He is a mad scientist. That was probably not a good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave for a while, too. Yesterday's demonstration. You mentioned the demonstration yesterday.
Papers have called it a spectacular failure. After all, a man died in the explosion, didn't he?
For a reason.
Yes, you can interpret the results the way if you really wanted to. Well, I suppose in the strictness sense. The experiment was a failure, but at the same time it was a great success.
You've lost me.
I saw it with my own eyes, right there in front of me. Mr. Asmund was spontaneously disassembled. Until then, everything was going exactly as my calculations had predicted. At that point, he should have been beamed to the Crystal Tower by instantaneous kinesis.
However, the machine exploded and Mr. Asmund in fact perished?
Yes, I can't deny that part of the experiment was a failure.
So what you're really saying is that the large explosion that killed Mr. Asmund was an accident, correct?
But the bigwigs had you arrested on suspicion of murder.
I was responsible for the man's death. That is the immutable truth here. And for that I wish to be punished. At once. But murder? Never in a million years. It was an accident. Simply an accident.
I see.
Hurley and I were talking this morning, you know. And he said the situation would change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder.
How exactly?
Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would have been kept in protective custody.
Let me just, over here for now. On what grounds?
Yes, it's newly established here in Britain. The Special Dispensation of Scientific Equipment Act.
That one passed me by.
But if the case is treated as murder, then they'll say my machine.
Excuse me.
Then they'll say my machine was the murder weapon, and they'll be able to pour over it as much as they like. If they examined it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then they'll be able to copy my idea. My precious hypothesis will be stolen. The machine must be protected from that at all costs. That's why it's imperative this whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial.
Ah, I see now. Spontaneous kinesis. So, in short, there was a terrible accident at the Great Exhibition Showground yesterday.
Yes, or rather, no. The devil is in the details. Strictly speaking, there was a terrible explosion.
The soldier's dog's run. Huh? Iris look was intense then. Yes, it was. Sounds the same to me.
You were demonstrating super high voltage, instantaneous kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating.
What? Mean from was clear? What in the world are you talking about?
Humans, like all matter, are made up of particles that are held together by electrical bonds. So it must be possible using a sufficient high voltage to break those bonds and beam the particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea, you see. That's my amazing hypothesis.
Gosh, that's unimaginably high-level science.
Oh, but dare to imagine it. Dare to dream of such incredible technology. Just think, one moment I could be here in the cell, and then the next, I could be at the Great Exhibition again.
Talk about a cyclotron. Okay. Well, yes, that would be incredible.
And then next, in the mere blink of an eye, I could be at the Great Parisian Theater, say. Possibilities are endless. The whole of our vast planet would be in reach.
I don't know. Percolate at night, you don't say. So no more hiding in wardrobes on rocky seas for 50 days?
I don't really see it like that.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the plane wouldn't really seem vast anymore, would it? You could feel like it had shrunken. The planet wouldn't really have seemed vast anymore, would it? I think it would feel like it had shrunk.
My word, that's exactly right. What are the implications? What does this mean?
Oops, I got that Professor Bunny Brain really worried by the look of it.
Claire, this is yet another case of just because you can doesn't mean you should, I suppose.
The point is, my calculations are flawless. The science works. But without a particular practical demonstration, it means nothing. And that's always the fly in the ointment.
Because practical demonstrations cost a lot of money. Money that young scientists like you don't have.
Okay, Matthew. Please be back on topic. Last warning.
That's exactly it, yes.
Harley's always complaining about it. He says the government should invest more in science.
Well, anyway, I bumped into him at the right time. I met the well-known investor, Mr. Asman.
The victim who died in yesterday's terrible accident, you mean? The victim. The full name of the man who died in yesterday's accident was Mr. Odie Osmond, wasn't it? What exactly was your relationship with the man?
He first visited me in my laboratory in Germany a year ago now. He said he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis. I thanked my lucky stars.
I see, so you hadn't really known each other until then.
Money for scientific research. I'm so envious.
You're 10, Iris.
As far as I was concerned, the man was an angel.
Oh, really?
An archangel, even. He was prepared to fund a practical demonstration of my hypothesis for the presentation at the Great Exhibition. And if that went well, I could expect additional financial support for my research from the British government. Mr. Asman provided me with money and an exceptional engineer.
Okay,
He produced a machine to my precise specifications.
so then why are you accused of this and the engineer is not?
But then your dreams were blown to dust in one enormous explosion.
No, probably not. Design is awful. Have you seen his design? And have you been here this entire time, Matthew? I'm assuming you've seen what his machine looked like?
As you see, I owe everything, Mr. Asman. I would never, ever have thought of taking the man's life.
Well, he seems genuine enough. I don't think he's lying.
How could this have happened?
It must feel awful, as well as the man losing his life. The Crystal Tower was greatly damaged too.
I know what happened. It must have been that.
That? He's proving and testing his hypothesis is nonsense. Huh. Technically we have? Technically, we didn't prove them not guilty, if you mean. We have already defended someone who was an actual killer. Yes, we have. Phoenix has. We actually really have. And you guys, it's already been put in... it was in the first game? It was in one of the first 3 games. I don't remember if it was the first game or not. But yeah, it was, I guess, spoiler for one of the first 3 Ace Attorney games. It's in the stream VODs. Let me see if I can find... I can tell you where it starts. I just have to check it. Well, oh, you mean the guild? Well, yeah. Was 1. And then play the first Ace Attorney game. Yeah, it's in... So... If you go into my Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy, it starts with... The stream that it starts with that case is Miss Oldbag is back. Yeah, so it's happened technically twice. Except for, we did not get... Phoenix did not get that killer not guilty. How about this? Do you guys remember when Maya... when Maya was kidnapped? You remember that? With the crazy butler? With the stitches? So we should have 2 nickels, yeah. That was the case. Stars dates involved. This is, huh. Interesting. But yes, it was that case. where Maya was kidnapped and for days on end, and we were threatened to defend someone. So yeah, that was fun. Is the channel posted?
The day before the demonstration, I had my usual meal of Frankenfurters at the hotel restaurant.
Yeah, that's fine. You could probably... Oh, what is his name? Can't remember the guy's name, but if you look in the wiki, he's got brown hair and a red jumpsuit. I can't remember his name.
When I paid my bill, they gave me 3 shillings too much in change. But instead of saying anything, I just slipped the coins into my pocket. They're still there now. Divine retribution for my wrongdoing. That's what this is.
For a scientist, he has some very illogical anecdotes. Long and illogical. I don't really have anything else to talk to him about, so I guess we'll go... Where do I go? Isn't... I think I have heard that before. Weirdly enough. I guess we'll go back here? Nothing. Do I bother Van Zeeks again? Hi, Van Zeeks. Do I bother you? Well, I've already showed you that. Is there more stuff I've missed? No. Maybe. What is raining? Huh. Alright, I don't think he's here. Right? Where the... Okay. That's different. Alright, legal consultancy. What to do?
I'm so excited about the prospect of Naruto's anything consultancy opening for business again.
What? Are you kidding me? Why is she so small? She's 10. Anyway, what? Naruto's anything consultancy. You mean like Phoenix writes anything goes, or anything, something law? That's so similar to Phoenix's in the future. What the frick? The references are blowing my mind today. That's not what it's called. It's Naruto's legal consultancy. I've done a lot of studying in these past 6 months, reading law texts and judicial precedents. Some crazy coincidences. Uh-huh. I'm sure I'm a better lawyer now. I can't wait to start practicing again.
Nothing's changed in here at all, though, has it? It's as though time has stood still in here since Susie went back to Japan.
I wanted to keep it ready for Mrs. Sato in case she was able to return to Britain at any point. It's bound to repeat itself and all that. Yeah. So I just left everything the way it was.
Oh, I see. Right. And then there was me thinking it was because of the way you are, Runo. You know, never bothering to tidy up, I mean.
Oh, thanks, Iris. Iris, this isn't the time or the place to bring up my tidiness. Or lacking of it. There's gotta be... me? Can I present... No, I cannot present... people. It would be nice if I could present people to him, because then I can ask about the relationship, yet while they are exactly the same age. Present the badge. I don't think that's gonna do anything. Make spelling mistakes or types at 5 in the morning. Classic. It's always there. I guess we'll go bother Van Ziegs and figure out something. Have I missed something in his room? Got that. That's not... That's all the same. Nothing on the wall. Nothing there. Nothing there. The bats are back. He's still there. Nothing. Nothing at all. Like, I got everything here. Where am I supposed to go? Stop being a tourist? What do you mean? I'm trying to figure out where to go. Hey, he hasn't kicked me out yet, so I haven't annoyed him enough yet. Alright. About the article in this paper. Oh, okay, so I had to click it again. Okay. Yes, it seems there was a reporter nearby when that little skirmish took place. Who knows? People just like to put people on the outside for whatever reason. I had no idea I'd been photographed. It was careless of me. Yeah, he's totally not. It's just his face. It looks
as though it was taken after the people who attacked you had run away, though.
Rest assured, the police have already apprehended every last one of them. But there's someone else fighting alongside you, it seems. And I think it's the same man who's sitting over there as we speak, isn't it? As I mentioned already, he's my apprentice. Perhaps you could tell us a little more about him? Your apprentice. He's in my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose?
Oh, like you are to Hurley then, Runo.
I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with a great detective. He's currently compiling a report about last night's attack. In his mind? Looks like he's wearing some kind of mask. Lord Strongheart's orders. Nobody knows the man's face, or indeed his identity. But why would you agree to take on such a clearly suspicious individual? On Strongheart's orders again. He's not one for meaningless follies. There will be a good reason for his actions. I hope you're right. Hi. You have a theory? Well, you can tell me the theory. Can I share it? Yeah, go ahead. If you don't know, you don't know. That's fine. Ah. Is it a game theory? Ha 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 ha. Test is complete. Good. In that case, you can collate all the briefs. But uh-huh. I wonder if we'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Nice to meet you. Back to work again. That was really strange, though. I never met the man before. I didn't even know he existed, and yet somehow it didn't feel like our first encounter. Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to anybody from outside this office. Say a word, I'm sure. Well, did you also hear what Ryunosuke just said? Point is, whether you're right or not, you will see. I know who he is. I think Natural knows who he is. I don't know if anyone else knows who he is. That doesn't mean saying who it is, but I know who he is. A Strongheart is strictly forbidden it. You're proficient with the blade. Yeah, I wonder. Wonder if we've seen someone like that before. Oh, I see. Why are you so interested in my apprentice anyway? Oh, no, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to. The way he stood there so casually, yet with that flawless posture. Is it a cute girl? No, the apprentice is a boy. But he might be considered best girl if you want to see it that way. Depends on how you think of it. It couldn't be. Yeah, as you can see, I think... Paul, I think you and Ryunosuke are on that same wavelength right now, piecing it together. He's like... He literally went... there, and it's like, huh. Huh. No. We've said Van Zeeks is best girl, so I don't know. He's not... I don't think best girl doesn't have to be feminine. Bum, 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 bum. And are you the femboy? I am what humans would call a female. So, you know, how am I this sharp when tired? Sometimes the brain decides to be more sharp than you would think when tired than actually fully awake. Oh yes, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Oh, what's that? The Nipponese man, is he faring well? Sorry? The one arrested twice in succession 6 months ago. With the stoop, and the mustache, and the jitters. Ah, Mr. Natsume, you mean? That's kind of...
I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out that you identified him from that list, Runo.
With a very low blood sugar. I guess that can make sense. Gain or lose. Yeah, that sometimes happens. He's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day. I see. Oh, that's good that Natsume is keeping in contact. That's nice. Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you? There's little time left before tomorrow's trial. I advise you to spend it investigating the case. Yes, thank you for the advice. And for the conversation. Can't believe he's asking after Suzaki-san. After a Nipponese. He's improved. Okay, guys. Why is this the track that you guys go down? Pull it back. Pull it back. I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried.
I never imagined that Mr. Reaper would be friends with a mad scientist, did you? That's a turn up for the books.
Mad scientist? Oh, you mean Professor Harebrain? Yes, it might be worth quizzing the professor about his relationship with Lord Van Zeeks, I think. Muffins that have chocolate in them? Oh, not conversing. There's meaning in everything. Oh, no. This way. Alright, now we can talk about his relationship with Van Zeeks, the Reaper's varsity years. I understand Lord Van Zeeks is a friend of yours from your university days?
Yes, that's right. He was studying law while I was studying science.
What was he like back then?
Good question. As unassumingly, gentlemanly, and all-around nice fellow, really.
Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor, Brock Van Zeeks. Yeah, guys, do you think Van Zeeks is a unassuming, gentlemanly, and all-around nice fellow? Or cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor? Oh boy. Then you make your own meaning with anger issues. Well, that is an interpretation. As a person he's the nicest person I've ever met. Golly. I would say so. Big Zeeks just doesn't like us. That might be also true. What was he like when he was at university?
Talk about a leading question, Runo.
As I said, he's an unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is the little darling of the Van Zeeks family, with all its great aristocratic origins.
I could not imagine, golly, that sounds like chaos.
I didn't realize he had quite such a noble blood.
Well, he has a photo of him in a military suit aesthetic. So if he is not from a highly aristocratic bloodline, I'd be shocked. So is he the youngest or the only child of the Van Zeeks line?
It was a bit of a shock, and when I came back to Britain and learned what he'd become, the Reaper of the Bailey, no less.
Yes, that's right.
I did hear, though, that there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation.
Oh, and this is the thing that we knew about, that was a Japanese person that caused him to be animosity towards other Japanese people because of this person.
Really? What sort of event?
Well, if we're gonna find out in the story, we'll find out in the story, so you don't have to tell. Yet no one has the guts to... Wait.
I'm sorry, but I don't know anymore. I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in Germany already.
Oh, yes, of course. If he's heard all about the Reaper, I really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zeeks will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow. Well, he'll find out one way or another. So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. Then no, he's not an only child. Okay. I was like, he is either, like I said, when they say, like, the darling of the family, it's like they're either the youngest or they're the only child. So, you know. Friend is the movie? Okay, I guess that means I'm entertaining. I don't know what to say. Oh my goodness. Golly, guys. Youngest? Yeah, like I said, it just depends on how some people say that term, and it depends. Huh. Do we get to meet the older brother that you know of? Or is that spoiler territory? So, Professor... Okay, I read that. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday. That was an accident, you're saying? Well, thank you that you think I'm entertaining. Thank you. Spoiler. Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to know. Do we want to analyze him through birth order theory? I don't know what that is. Hello. Nothing much. We're talking to a scientist who is being accused of murder. You had no intention to harm the victim, who was in fact the sole investor in your work. Is that correct? Don't even try it. I'm watching. Oh my goodness.
As correct as 2 squared is 4. I swear it. Yes, it's true that man perished in a machine of my invention. So I know that I'm far from blameless in all this, but still, I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life. Not in a centillion years.
Yes. No, I'm not. I'm just saying I'm watching the chat. Just think, I'm always watching. It's just sat down with dinner. Well, hopefully you'll enjoy it.
I'm a man of science. All I know. You have to believe me, please. Do you believe me? Do you believe in my hypothesis? Science is the pursuit of truth, you know? I've always believed that. All my life.
Oh. I'm afraid I don't know much about science or your theories. Oh, interesting dinner. But I do believe you, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of the law. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please. When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything. Thank you for that, Professor. And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court.
All right, Bruno. It's time. Time to visit the great exhibition.
You don't have to. Let's do that. It's fine. I can pay attention to I pay attention to stuff, so it's fine. Thanks for the offer, but no thank you. Sorry?
Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it?
I think she's using this as an excuse. Yes, I suppose that's true. Time to investigate it last. Alright guys, we're going to the experimentation stage. We finally get to go to the great exhibition. The great exhibition. Ground foot of the Crystal Tower. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna move. The showgrounds are a little too big for my liking. Look, there's just a piece, I guess, of the tower just hanging out over here. Look at that. What the heck? We've been walking around in a dense crowds for 2 hours and now I felt myself swooning 3 times. Disneyland. It definitely kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
There are a lot of people, aren't there? I've almost been trotted on 3 times, too.
Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand. We finally made it through the throngs, though, by the looks of it. That's not a good thing. They need to fix that. If it's falling, if there's pieces that big falling around, someone's gonna get a concussion. Or worse. Here we are underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday. Oh! What's that? I can hear voices from up on the stage. Sounds like an argument. Oh! Ginny! Gina! What are you doing here, Gina? Isn't it just what words are needed for chat to message to get deleted? Oh my gosh. Huh. Right, I've had it with you this time. I'm warning you, I'll arrest you in a minute. Oh yeah? Go on. Then expect to give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence, and you know it. Wait, I know those voices. You got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady. But a night in the cell will teach you some manners. Is it promo to some oh boy. Just try it, I dare you. If you want that bag of chips rammed down your throat. Oh boy.
Yo! Rexy, what are you doing up there?
Oh boy. Oh! It's you! Here! You here! You're here! You here! Your ladyship! How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship. My goodness. Does that make her 3 times a lady?
I'm not well at all. It's far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable. I'll have a word for you at once, your ladyship. You'll be flying as high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you. Wow. Playing favorites, are we? To Tobias Gregson, an inspector of Scotland Yard. Job. Oh boy. Until recently, he was suspended from duty, but it would appear he's back in action now. Oh, so we got back in action at the same time. Isn't that nice? He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, Iris is definitely something. And for that reason, you can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris. But there are limits, surely. Or should be. Watch it, sunshine. Sorry. What gives them? Don't tell me you're on this case. With a genius that's probably going to change the country for the best in the future. Well, and also that, you know, you get seen good in the paper, so in the stories, that's very popular, so it benefits him. Yes, I'm acting for the defense.
So we're here to investigate.
Dear me, that's the situation, is it? Is it really that troubling?
Measly 5 bob? Is that all you got?
Did you pickpocket me?
You're Laura, ain't you? You could stand to carry a bit more copper around in your pockets. You Naruto. Mr. Naruto.
What? Hey, that's my last bit of spending money, that is.
I have it back, but I'll have to charge it for all the bother. 3 bob.
Some people never change. This is Gina Let's Trade, a pickpocket, or diver, born and bred in the East End of London. You can if you want. There's not really been anything said, so she just lives in London, so that's all we know. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago. Yeah, she looks happier. Her clothes look nice too, so I think she's been working. This is the young girl I was defending in court.
What your problem?
Otto?
Diver, pickpocket.
What's with all the name What's with all the name calling? Gina, did she? Yeah, she didn't used to smile that often, but now she's smiling more often, which is good.
You want a bag of chips ran down your throat and all, do you?
I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina. You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you'd been up to your usual tricks here at the showground.
That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Odo. Every year's a long time, people can change.
Cockney accent, sorry. Probably, but I don't know how to do a Cockney accent. She's British, never mind. I can't do a Cockney accent. I don't think.
I'm apprentice now. Learning to be a Scotland Yard detective.
Wow. I did not expect that. She's an apprentice to the Scotland Yard detectives. Wow.
You'll have to call me what everyone else does. It's Inspector Let's Tread now.
Badly. Well, that's definitely something. 997. An inspector? That badge is homemade, surely.
Inspector part isn't entirely accurate. No one calls her that. For what it's worth, anyway. Investigating is off the cards for all of us.
What's that supposed to mean?
Right, well, I'll be back up top. You hold the fort down here, alright? Right, sir.
Point is, she actually is doing good, then. This raises a lot of questions. Yes, I can do a good granny voice. You mean, like Miss Oldbag? Or an old man one? Yeah, but I'm not doing that today. I think my throat will actually die. I guess we'll talk with Gina and then I'll end for the night. About Gina. It was 8 months ago that I first encountered Gina. In connection with the case I was working on. It's always old people with you. It's always older people with you! What are you? What are you to judge me? When you are interested in older women. Like Piper. At the time, she was living in the East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive by pickpocketing, but then she got embroiled in a murder. Wow. Hello. Regina, wouldn't it be better for Glasgow accent? I don't even know what that is. I have never heard that. A lot of time to think in prison. Realized I couldn't go on like I was. Diving weren't working out.
Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it, Ginny. Well done.
So, you went from being a pickpocket to a detective? Got it. Good, ain't it? Inspector, let's trade. Sounds like something out of the book, eh? Nope. Never heard that before. Unless someone's like kissing someone on the other side of a glass, it's a headbutt. You can't believe? What do you mean you can't believe? Talk about a sea change. And then there's Iris' old man to think about. Iris' father, you mean? Yeah, I promised her, didn't I? Said I'd get all the police forces around the world to pull out all the stops looking for him. Oh, no. You just need to know, I think that would suit her. Interesting. Just a small promise, then. Nothing serious.
Oh, Ginny, you're so sweet.
So anyway, that's how I come... I had to go to... Ugh. So anyway, that's how I'd come a go at the test for Scotland Yard. Only trouble is I don't read so well, do I? Just a small problem. Nothing serious.
And that's when Hurley approached Grexy and asked for help. So the inspector said he'd take full responsibility for Ginny and made her a sort of apprentice.
Oh. That was very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson, and brave.
Well, you know Hurley. He enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants.
And I can see that friggin' smirk on his face. I can see it in my brain now. The great detective likes digging for dirt, in other words. So the long and short of it is, if you got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Let's Trade. Right then, Inspector. Actually, there's still a big mystery surrounding Gina, isn't there?
Oh, what, Bruno? What?
Well, 6 months ago, Gina was the defendant in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper. In a trial when she was found not guilty, and yet here she is still. Come on, you're still not on about that, are you? The Legend of the Reaper, or whatever it's called. Corey, you don't have to worry, Odo. What's on your head? By the way, pink horns? Yes, it is. Saint of the Saint. Oh my gosh. If I didn't half worry, there's probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left. It's like I told you before, ain't it? The Reaper's kind of like I'm upstairs, so he won't know what so he knows what I'm like on the inside. That I ain't really done nothing wrong. You can see them as antennas, horns, it's the same thing. Nothing wrong might be stretching a point.
What about Mr. Natsume in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he?
Well, that's true. Perhaps the Reaper is more discerning than I thought. Exactly, so I ain't worried, I'm totally fine. Yesterday's incident. It's not... oh my god. Corey was out of this world, it was. Rainy bloke pulled out a bunch of levers on his machine, and suddenly it started bellowing smoke. Then it just went pop. I ain't seen a better experiment here yet. Sorry?
You saw it, Ginny? With your own eyes?
Yes, of course, the boss is in charge here, ain't he? Of keeping everything running smooth, I mean. Yes, that is very accurate. Yes, I like reading. I read every single day. The boss being Inspector Gregson. I suppose that's going to take some getting used to. All I have to say is that I'm on duty and I can do whatever I want to. Get this, I was up in one of them flying balloons when it happened, watching it from above.
Oh, you were so lucky, Ginny. Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too.
You're 10. I forget how old Jenny is. She's 18. She's fine. You're 10. Iris, you have too many things. Golly. Yeah, do it. You know how to put the boss in his place already, right? Iris, you have no trouble at all. Anyone mean... Alright.
Then so, when do I start?
No, you can't join Scotland Yard, Iris.
We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. The machine exploded so spectacularly. How can Professor Bunnybrain still be claiming that his experiment was a success?
Oh, right. Well, it was a success, in a way. It was. How can it could have been? Alright, I might stop there for the night. Mom, I think I gotta stop. My voice will actually might give out. Yeah, that's not... Alright. So next week, I promise to have... Yeah, good ending point. I promise to have... well... Why can't I think? Persona 5, so I guess we'll do 2 Persona 5 streams, I guess? Next week? We'll see. I don't know. It'll be Persona next week, for a fact. It's either 1 or 2. You can do whatever. Do what you like. I know. Well, Persona's next week, anything. What? The blue thing? What blue? Huh? On my shoulder. Oh. All day. Oh, you mean this? I wonder if I can... I forget how it works. Is it this? What was it? I forget how it works. Oh. Yep, there we go. Bop, 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 bop. How do I explain? It's my, it's an emblem. It's one of the... It's from my planet. The alien blood. It's chicken. It's not a chicken. Yeah, it's an emblem. And I can also show... It's on my 3rd outfit, too, if you give me, like, a second. If I can find where am I? Oh, it's always been there. Let me go back into... Where are you? Alright, I'm back. Huh? How did I do it? Is it control? How do I wanna... Her blue. I forget how to move the rest of me. Bop, 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 bop. I think that's the best you're gonna get. But see, there's the emblem on my arm on this side. Oh, I guess since I'm here, I might as well show. I do have some of my language on the back. Yeah. So I struggle with moving around. Nice emblem. Well, thank you. But yeah, that's some of my people's writing on the back. Bop, 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 bop. Alright, let's get smaller. There we go. There we go. But yeah. I can literally just go... Whee! Looks like a bird's face. I can kind of see how you would see that. But that's not what it's supposed to be. But yeah. Look, I can literally go whee! Like, I literally can spin. See? Hello. Let me mention where you post the full model. It's on my Twitter. Yeah, I can backflip. Whee! Whee! I can do a side flip. Yeah, on Twitter I have my, there's the whole, it's the thing, it's pinned on my account. So if you literally just go into Twitter, you could literally see it. Got moves. Press and spin around really fast. I can attempt. I have to move my stuff around. Whee! Wow. There you go. Is that good enough? Is that enough movement for you? Was that enough? Was that a Beyblade movement? I forget how to... That lets me... Is it... Oh, there it is. I found it. Haha, I figured it out. Would have been sick. Shirt right here. But yeah, look. Whee! Bye! I'm going away into the void. It's nothing for the likes of it. I just can't remember. Control. This goes up and down. This lets this happen. So then what is... Huh. I can't remember. And I've moved my model upward. That's the one thing that I can't figure out. But yeah. Are you shocked? Wow. See more details from your outfit. Yeah. It's definitely like I forgot how to do the one thing where I can move, except for like going backward like this, but I can move 3D. Thank you for taking the time. It's fine. Not a big deal. I worked on it myself, so as you can see why it took so long. Even though it's far away, I can't... I forget how to... 3D when? I'm in 3D. What do you mean 3D? I am in 3D. Just I don't have things goldfish memory. No, it's genuine things. I can't remember how to move. Is it both? No, it's not that either. I thought it was a model error at first. No, full on 3, like tracking movements. Yeah, I think sometimes. That would be a lot of money and a lot of time. That would be something in the very far off future if I did something like that. Like very far off in the future. But it's like the 5 a.m. brain. Yeah. I knew everybody couldn't place it from the front. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, don't blame you. Oh! There we go. I figured it out. Look! I figured it out! Gosh dang it, I figured it out, but yeah. See? Bump. Bump, bump. There's my shoes. That you guys never really get to see. Well, thank you. But yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Then you got, like, my nails. Back. Feet aren't real anyways. Wow. You want to be timed out and as I'm ending the stream? Wow, that's a first time for everything, ain't it? But yeah. What in the world are you talking about? But yeah, now that I know that I can do this, you take it back. Anyway, there. There you go, now you can actually see the emblem. Whoop, there you go. Why do you struggle with platforming? But yeah, there's the emblem. Boom. And then... Oh, whee! And then... whoop. And then... nope. Other thing. Tina, I just wasn't there. But yeah. Can I like it? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm gonna comment on the VOD later on. Alright. I need to... did I save? Is that a wing? It's a, cape. More than anything, that's just kind of what it is a cape that I put together. But it's not an impossibility to have wings. Who knows? It's not like I have everything set in stone for what I want, so who knows? Anyway, hip cape. Okay. That was weird. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the stream, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!